I've been talking a little bit back and forth in these videos today about the old days in Iraq and why I even started making these videos of my own, and then about the things I'm into and that I've been talking about lately, and the kind of politics and the kind of philosophy and the kind of, gender studies, and I've been talking about that at work. So, guys been getting laid off left and right. It's a problem. It's a real problem. Guys been getting laid off at work left and right. It is a real problem. I am freaking close to the cutoff for those layoffs. They got rid of 40 guys in October. They got rid of 30 more in November. They lost 12 odd throughout, December. Another 10, 15 here in January, February. It's middle of March now. I am 6 from the bottom. That's like positive. Those are the ones that are actually below me. There's 4 or 5 kind of squiffy, like they're in there, but they're kind of not. Because seniority shit. People are coming down to Toledo from Detroit. People are coming from Toledo. They're going out to Fort Wayne or wherever, going down to Bellevue, working to Columbus and Cincinnati, stuff like that. So guys are shifting. So it might be better than that 6, but it's probably not. And there's a couple of guys who are coming in under me that were not under me, 6 months ago. They came from Conway. They came from Elkhart. They came from somewhere where they've got seniority here, and they got laid off there. So they're following the work. I do not want to do that shit. What I plan to do is take the layoff, accept it, do my unemployment shit. I get a year or 10 months or something like that, and use my GI Bill. I've got 2 years left to use it. If I don't use it by then, well, then it does go away because, 10 years, it's the new GI Bill, it's a whole thing. But if I use it at any point, if I start using it at any point in that 2 years, I get the full 3 years worth of it. I get the full benefit. So I've been talking to people, and I've been saying it as a joke because it's a little funny, but I'm not kidding at all. What I want to do with that is I want that to be my job for the next 3 years, and I want to completely not get a degree out of it. I want to avoid any degree program, any major course of study at all. I want to take every class I ever wanted to take to enhance my life. I do not need all the basics, all the history and the English and the fucking seismology shit. I don't give a fuck about a degree. I want to take a psychiatry class, a psychology class. I want to take fucking, metaphysics of the human brain, that kind of shit. I want to take archaeology and paleontology classes. I want to take classes on photography. I want to take classes on videography. I want to take classes on film history and art history. I want to take classes on underwater basket weaving. No, my brother keeps saying that as like a joke, but yeah, I want to take gender studies and, feminist philosophy and civil rights history. Let's take a African American studies class. Because these are things that interest me. These are things that would enhance my life. I want to take a sociology class, and I want to take a business accounting class, and I want to take a fucking skydiving class, which I doubt they have at the University of Toledo, but you know what I mean. I don't give a fuck about taking this degree and using it to get a job. This is going to be my stopgap, my gap year, my trip to Europe before college. That's what I'm going to use college for if I go back, if I get laid off. I want to, get my bachelor's of fucking gender studies with a double minor in psychology and paleontology. Not kidding at all. I would make up some degree of my own because I don't plan to use. I'm 37. I'll be 40 when I get this degree. I am much more interested in increasing my knowledge base in my own life, to live a richer, fuller life, to experience more of the world and more of humanity, and to expand my own mind and my own realm and my own little circle through this, than to start working at the ground level of some other shitty company that will probably lay me off in 10 years, with the plan being that I'm going to put in 30 years at this new company before I retire. I'll be 40 when I start this. I've already had 2 careers, 3 technically. The first one only went on for 2 years, so it's like, does that count? Well, I went to college for it. I did it for about 2 years. Like, yeah, between the working I did in college and after, it's like 18 months of college and 18 months of actually working in the industry, but they overlapped. It's a whole mess. Then I did the Marine Corps. 8 years I did that. That's a good chunk of a career. Now I'm doing this. I'm 5 years in. This is my 6th year. I'm 4 months into year 6. And I love this job. I do. I want to do this job for the rest of my life. I want to retire from it. But if I don't plan to get another, like, career. I plan to have other jobs in my life. There's no other job I'm going to come into after this point that I expect to do 30 years in. I'll give them my 15, my 20, whatever. But if I'm still working for a living when I'm 70, I have failed at life. That is not to say that if you're working at 70, you failed. This is to say me, my personal, the life I've lived, the things I've learned, the things I've done, the experiences I've had, the traveling, the friends, the family, all of that. If I am still working for a living, for my day-to-day, paying my rent, buying my food, if I have to work to do that, I have failed. I plan to always work, though. I always want to have a job, but also I've got investments. I've got my little 401k. I've got my TSP from the military. I've got a little bit of stocks, bonds, that kind of thing here and there. I've got a couple little investments just spread across. And that's my plan. I want to have those, and I want to live off of those. I want to have a small business of my own, and I want to own it outright. I want to be able to sell it. I want to be able to shut up shop and take a trip to the Bahamas for 6 months and come back and get right back into it. Because, yeah, I don't want to, like, go globe trotting for, 10 years after I retire. Like, no, I want to retire and collect my pension and then still go to work on Monday doing something else. I like my ice cream truck idea. I've been telling everybody and their mother about it. I want to get a little ice cream truck. I want to own it. I want to run that shit on my own. I want to run it when I feel like it. If I feel like going out 6 a.m. in the morning, you know what? Run around the grade schools, all those little kids on their way in with their lunch money. You want to go around at, noon, office parks. All these businessmen in their suits and ties and skirts and heels and all of that shit. Like, yeah, fucking just hang out down there by random whatever office park. If you want to go around 3 to 5, hey, look, here's the high school. Hey, look, here's the baseball game. Hey, look, 5 o'clock, people getting out of that same office park. If you want to go around 8, 9 o'clock, you know what? There's concerts getting ready to start. There's baseball games just getting out. There's this, there's that. There's always something going on where you pull up with an ice cream truck, make a couple of sales. 3 o'clock in the morning, all the bars are getting out. You know what drunks love? Curdled cream. Because when you put ice cream on beer, that shit'll go. But they eat it up anyways. And that's my thing. While I'm doing this job, while I'm doing whatever job, that's my plan. Yeah, I want to buy that. Hopefully in the next 5-6 years. A little behind because of this last year, like financially, but it's still the plan. It's still the process. That's where I want to be. Because, yeah, I'm not going to start at some accounting firm. I'm not going to start at some law firm. I'm not going to, finally get a job at some bank that I'm then going to have to put in 30 years. And people know that. They're going to hire me at 40. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to be some stock boy, some cashier, some whatever. They know I'm, like, taking a step back and I'm not in it for the long haul. At least they hope I am. Because we know how industry and corporations treat the older workers like that. Some of them are grateful for it. Most of them, they're more of a burden than of a blah, 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 blah. Fucking corporatocracy. Anyways, So my plan, if I get laid off, go back to school and learn about whatever I want to learn about for 3 years. They'll pay for my school, they'll pay for my housing, they give me a stipend for books and for clothes and for all of that shit. I get BAH, basic allowance for housing, and BAS, basic allowance for sustenance. They will pay me to live in the city I'm in, per diem, how many dollars a day for food, how many dollars a day for rent, all of that, and it'll cover my costs. I'm not penniless, I've got savings. Not a lot, but I've got savings. And it's like, yeah, that's going to be my job for the next 3 years. And then when I'm 40, you know what? Maybe, hopefully, this job will have called me back. If they don't, by then, hopefully, some of this economic shit will have gotten itself together, and maybe I will. Hey, I'll get back in with CSX, or I'll go up with the BN, or maybe, the Amtrak. I could be an Amtrak conductor with my pocket watch and my little blue cap. Come on, look at these fucking chubby cheeks. I'm just saying, punching tickets. That could be cool. But even that, I would hope to do it until retirement, until I reach my pension, but I wouldn't expect it, because that's me at 40. I do not expect to see 100. I figure I could see 60 easily. I could probably see 70. 80 would be pushing it. I know my lifestyle, the way I drink, the not really working out, the kind of things I eat. I try to eat okay, but I don't eat great. And things happen. There's cancer and car accidents every day. So I'm not counting on 80, 90, 100. No, if I see 70, that's a good long life. If I see 70 and I still have to work to pay my rent, if I still have to work to eat, then capitalism has failed. Because I'm a pinko commie leftist. Okay, that's one more in the books. Gotta get to editing these. Remember to like and subscribe. Fucking like and subscribers.